Hey, how's it going? My name is Jackie Fish and welcome back. So today Total War have finally announced the new Total War Saga, which isn't the new big historical game. They've still got that to announce. However, this game does look really promising. It's called Thrones of Britannia and they released a really cool cinematic trailer, which I'll go ahead and we'll watch all together in a second. I'll let that play and then we'll talk about the trailer itself and then look at the frequently asked questions blog they went ahead and dropped afterwards and get a bit more information about the game itself. So yeah, it's set in the period just after the Great Heathen Army attacks, where there's all these kind of broken kingdoms, everyone's vying for control, and it really does excite me that they're going to solely focus on the British Isles. So we'll have Ireland, Scotland, Wales and England, and you know, there's going to be so much detail in that map, it's going to be awesome. But without further ado, I'll let you guys watch the trailer and then I'll kind of give my thoughts, and then we will go ahead and talk about the frequently asked questions, just to find out more information about the actual game itself.
Ragnar Lothbrok lies dead in the Northumbrian dirt. Veins choked with Anglo-Saxon wrath and viper's venom. Revenge was swift. His sons laid waste to the British Isles, splintering the land and slaughtering all who opposed them. The Viking hordes swept west, an insatiable force that brought Alfred the Great to his knees. But some men can only be pushed so far. The year is now 878 AD. Whilst Norsemen settle land they once pillaged, Alfred of Wessex seeks to unite the Isles under one banner. But here stand a new wave of the ambitious and hungry, ready to stake their claim to Britannia. Kings will rise. One will rule.
Okay guys, so that was really awesome. I love the art style they went with for that trailer. It definitely feels very Viking-y, and I think that's one of the key things they have to get across in the Total War Saga's Thrones of Britannia, is getting the feel for the time period, because the games, there's been a lot of Total War games really around this period, and I think they really have to try and hammer the nail down, you know, showing how this is different to Attila, and I think that's going to be key with the success of this game. The game itself is also being made by Jack Lusted, who is an amazing designer. He made Fall of the Samurai, or designed Fall of the Samurai, and also Age of Charlemagne, which is great news because I think they are some of my favorite DLCs, and I know that he'll do a great job with this. I really am, you know, really looking forward to this, because with him at the helm, I imagine it's going to be a very exciting game, because he is extremely talented. So that's kind of already got me excited for it. Also, you know, it is focused around Britannia, you know, it is the British Isles, and because of that, it's going to be so focused in. That's all it is. I don't think they say, maybe they're going to add in other stuff later, but during this frequently asked questions, they say that it's just going to be focused on the British Isles, which is really exciting, because you think how big the campaign map will hopefully be, just focusing around all these small places. I think that's going to be really exciting. So cool, let's go ahead and run through what they say. So they talk about the next historical game, saying that this is not the next big historical game, but this is still the next kind of Total War Saga game, which focuses more on the Flashpoint eras. So again, they talk about the sagas, which is fine. Then they talk about, will I need, is this like a campaign pack? Will I need any other Total Wars to be able to play this? And the answer is no, you don't. You'll be able just to buy this completely separately. I think you can do exactly the same with Fall of the Samurai, and they keep also making these kind of throwbacks to Fall of the Samurai. So I think we can kind of expect something, you know, very similar to that type of game, at least kind of like structure-wise. Obviously, the mechanics will be very different. They did mention as well, and maybe in this one, that they are, yeah, right here. So they say they're going to be bringing some of the elements over from Attila Total War, which kind of fit the time period. So I'm hoping that's going to be like war wariness, and also like the way that food worked in the Age of Charlemagne. I'm hoping they're just going to bring everything from Age of Charlemagne over into this game and also add a bunch more mechanics. I think that's going to be really exciting. So yeah, we can see that the game starts in 878 AD, which is cool, and it continues. The game covers up around, yeah, so around 1066 is where the game kind of stops, which again, kind of interesting. Maybe if this game does well, they'll look to then add in maybe like a medieval DLC, like a William the Conqueror-esque DLC could be kind of cool coming in. Maybe that could be like an Aztec invasion if you guys have played Crusader Kings 2, where, you know, William the Conqueror just comes in at the end of your game to try and conquer the Isles. That could be kind of interesting. Right here, they mentioned that the map is going to be the British Isles, which is, I'm really looking forward to having such a focused area on a small part of Europe. You know, the British Isles isn't exactly huge when in comparison to the rest of Europe, so that's something I'm really kind of got my hopes up, that there's going to be so much detail. There's going to be like places around the British Isles which you know you want to fight a battle, because it is so detailed. You'll be able to see, oh, there's a big hill right there, I'm going to go and try and take that and force the enemy to attack me here, and just, I think it's going to be really nice having so much kind of detail in a small part of Europe, instead of just kind of, you know, seeing the whole vast amount of Europe itself. They've also mentioned that there's going to be 10 playable factions, which is again something I'm really happy with. I feel like the recent trend of Warhammer only having so many factions, which again, they have their reasons for doing that. I think it's just kind of sucked, and I much prefer it when we do have these large amounts of factions. Everyone can kind of take a different play style and have these different ways of, you know, playing the campaign itself. So we're going to talk about, they're going to have Anglo-Saxons, Viking settlers, and Celtic Gallic clans as well. So we're going to have to play as, you know, people in Scotland, in Ireland, Wales, I imagine, as well as the Viking settlers. Because that's one of the things as well, you know, at this time period in history, the Vikings are no longer this, you know, roaming, you know, this roaming horde just going from town to town, burning and pillaging. They've settled now at this point in the game. So because of that, you know, they're going to be an easier target for the Anglo-Saxons to maybe pick apart. So that's kind of interesting as well, you know, that one of the main powers of the Vikings is not going to be present so much in this, I would imagine, you know, because they are Viking settlers now. So as I said, the key features, they're going to be offering a super detailed campaign map. Tick. I think that's going to be really cool. With more region distinction, that's going to be kind of cool as well. I think that's going to be a must as well, as you are playing on such a small part of Europe, as I keep saying. Having that kind of region distinction is going to be important, because you don't have, you know, England, France, Spain anymore. You're going to have to kind of get that same feel in the British Isles, which I think they can definitely do. Also, obviously, unique factions and cultural mechanics. I definitely do hope they really work on making each faction feel different. As again, they're going to be very similar, I imagine, in army types. You know, a lot of the units did wear similar stuff. You know, there was variations, but again, it's not like you have such a huge thing where you have like Roman legionaries, Greek phalanxes, you know, Carthaginian elephants. You don't really get that in such a small time period. So I really hope, you know, the units might be similar, but I hope the mechanics behind everything are very, very different. And then they're obviously going to be saying they're going to be announcing more important other things later on, and also they're going to be trying to enable the player to make more powerful and impactful choices. So again, I really like that they're trying to bring more of this like this roleplay element into the game itself. I think that's really cool, and kind of putting you in the shoes of the king. So it kind of gets that feel, not obviously to the great extent, but also, you know, maybe bringing in a bit of Crusader Kings 2, whereas you are shaping your kingdom as you're playing, not only through your military conquest, but also internally. And I think that's something Total War should really try and hit on, you know. Instead of having such external conflicts, try and have more internal ones and allow you to like shape your kingdom. Like, should we go ahead and pass this law which does this, and just like kind of add and build more stuff on like that, I think would be really interesting. They then go ahead and talk about the new Attila codebase. I mean, sorry, not new, but they're going to be building the game from Attila. So it's going to be kind of similar in that, but I also imagine it will be very much revamped. Hopefully better optimized as well, which I'm looking forward to, and kind of just a lot more detail added to it. But you know, the basis is Attila Total War, so you can kind of take that for a reference of how the game will maybe run. Hopefully it'll be better. They didn't announce a release date. They haven't announced it quite yet, but they go ahead and say that it will be sometime in 2018, so next year basically. I imagine probably mid-year we'll be seeing this, as we are getting a DLC next month, no, this month even, with the Empire Divided for Rome 2 Total War. At the moment they only plan on releasing to Windows, but you know, I imagine eventually it will come to Mac, much like most other stuff does. And then it's just kind of like how much will it cost, and a lot of stuff they haven't really announced yet. They also say that gameplay will be coming springtime 2018, so you know, maybe still like, you know, 4 or 5 months off from us actually getting to see the game. But hopefully, you know, they will be doing lots of exciting stuff around that time, dropping loads of cool stuff. And yeah, I'm just really excited for this. Especially because it's been so long since we've really got a good detailed historical Total War out there. You know, obviously Attila being the last one. So yeah, I'm really optimistic for this game. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Are you excited for this? Do you not really care for the time period? Because I feel like a lot of people will be seeing, oh, Attila is basically around this time, it's just going to be another Attila. However, you know, with Jack Lusted at the helm, like, I think this is going to be a very exciting installment of the Total War series, and it's also really cool that they're trying something new with this whole Total War sagas. And I'm hoping, because it is like something completely different, it's not a historical Total War like the big game, I'm really hoping they're going to take risks for this. They're going to try out mechanics which they wouldn't put in the main historical game. They're going to be trying mechanics out which they wouldn't have dared to have put in Attila or Rome, just to kind of see how it works. Because I feel like a lot of the time, historical Total Wars, and same with Warhammer as well, are just so safe. They know what works and they just try and replicate it every single time. And they never try, you know, inventing really new, interesting mechanics into the game. And I'm hoping that this is kind of a platform for them to try that. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. The video got a little bit longer than I meant it to be, so apologies for that. But let me know what you guys think of the game itself. Are you liking it? Are you not liking it? What are you liking? What are you not liking? Make sure to drop a like on the video if you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time, and fish out.